This conversation is with regards to the latest space news as given by Mari SWARUU in her channel SWARUU Oficial. Please refer to that video to understand the initial context. Link to that video in the description box below this video. April 11th, 2024. What is the general purpose of this possible Alcyone spacecraft project of entering the internet?
The idea is to flood the media with ETs. With that, you guide the perception of reality and the collective unconscious that influences the starseeds. It elevates the planet. It is as if many more starseeds entered in incarnation, but not incarnated, and all of a sudden as adults, hands-on with the work, sowing ideas.
What kind of ideas?
All the positive ideas that any advanced starseed person has. Everything that we have talked about for years. Concepts of how to relate better and how to bring down the matrix by transforming it. The regressives send their dark entities through their portals, so we, in whatever way we can, counteract.
How did that idea come about?
From the High Council, in collaboration with Alcyone, Athena and Mari, and myself.
But those Taigetans have some preparation, I guess.
They don't have any. That's the first problem. They are very green. They are not ready yet. That is something that will be seen as we go along. This is all on paper now. It is a plan, and not something to happen next week. And this Saturday, the Asterope spacecraft could arrive, but its mission is different, although it could also get involved later on.
Could you say it's like a second first contact project? Or is it something totally different?
It should not be called that, because it is not. The First Contact project was an official operation of the Galactic Federation. This is something unilateral, since it comes only from Taigeta. It is an effort to increase positive influence without breaking the rules of the Galactic Federation. That is, the prime directive must be respected. It is to use all legal resources to advance what we are doing. But any meetings with ETs you will hear about from people coming out like mushrooms, no. Whoever says that will be a fraud. Let it be clear. It can only be validated from this group.
Okay, and wasn't it better not to say anything, just do it? Because now people will be looking for ETs in every comment online.
We discussed that, and no. It was decided that it was better to say it, because people will be more receptive and present. And even the fake ones that will come out, because they will come out, will only be helping to promote all of us, you and Mari, because we are the nucleus.
And why did Alcyone suddenly change so much to be open to new people? She was keeping her bubble for a long time until now. Why the change from being only 30 to so many, apart from this initiative?
Alcyone is also changing her perspective from being passive to more active, as can also be seen by the arrival of new fighter ships months ago, then a destroyer, and now with no less than 2 Alcyone-class battleships preparing to come here. More strength all the way. In Toleka, there will still be 30 of us, the core. Between those two, if Alcyone and Asterope arrive, we will be almost 1,000 here, not counting the 100 from the Saska one, which is still here, glued to Teleka.
Why so many all of a sudden? What else is there besides wanting to flood the web?
Yes. Is there something cooking?
If you are observant, you will see that there is. Since the arrival of the Entorthans with the Greys, the forces are polarizing off-planet as well. Although it's complicated. It's not just good guys versus bad guys. There is more influence coming from Orion, so now there is more influence coming from the Pleiades, and no one will want to mess with 2 Alcyone-class battleships.
Wow, yes, okay. And what do you think could happen as a result of all that? What do you see?
Well, if you want to look at it that way, the consciousness of the population is becoming more separated, as Dolores Cannon used to say.
Stellar consciousness too?
Yes, everywhere. Imposing papayas against recent imaginary global health issue only served to further polarize the consciousness of the planet. There seem to be more matrix, but they are only the ones that are more obvious and seem organized, and they are, but only from the material side. The starseeds and awakened ones seem separate, but inside, from the ether, they are stronger. Less is needed. So the forces are quite balanced. But the bad is more visible, always.
And what do the endguns do, Yazhi? Who else is bringing their ships?
They are not here. They don't have to, since the representative of the Pleiades is already here, and no military presence is needed beyond what Alanim can generate and give. The endgun are dedicated to guard the perimeter of the Pleiades M45. Urma are here along with us, flying information with our ships. We are in this together.
And one more thing. Among those new people who might enter the social media, are there people who participated in the first contact program? I think they would have some experience.
No, because they have bad habits. These are all new people. That's why everything must be done little by little. It is Alcyone's ship, and the other one is Asterope, which potentially will arrive here first, but we don't know yet. Alcyone needs much more preparation than Asterope because of its role and mission here. The crew has to be selected very carefully, explaining to them what it is all about. That task is Alanim's, by remote presence. As for Asterope, it is more direct, and it already has a crew, but its role is to guard, not to interact with people.
How many people would be on Asterope and how many on Alcyone?
About 500 people, something like 475 per ship. We are working very hard to get one or both of them, but a lot of things still have to happen. The Asterope could arrive on Saturday, the day after tomorrow, but we don't know yet.
What does it depend on? There are only a few days to make that decision.
Alcyone on finding the right crew for the complex mission. Asterope that the ship is mechanically ready, since its crew is ready. Asterope is in its final stages of revision, and that's why it could take longer if they find something wrong, because it will be operating in deep space here for at least a year. Alcyone is mechanically ready, but it needs to recruit crew for its mission, and that is difficult and laborious. You can't just bring in anyone. Asterope crew ready, but in mechanical overhaul, final stages. Last report all good.